Okay, now I gotta find like a song, whatever, and make it the lowest possible volume because it's the lowest possible volume on OBS. I also don't know what song I would use because all be, ugh, I don't even care. I'm not really gonna put ads on this thing anyways. No one's gonna believe we watch them, but I want to have them. Uh, Iceland.
Our book club always plays
Shush,
the lottery
shush,
together.
shush,
If
shush,
we
shush.
win, we can finally get some good food.
Yeah, really treat ourselves.
This isn't. I can turn up my own volume and it shouldn't affect the song itself.
So long.
Okay, I'm talking while Bo Burnham is talking, or singing, I should say, and so this is here to see if you can still hear me.
The lottery
Shush,
together.
shush. Singing, I should say, and so this is here to see if you can still hear me. Talking, or singing, I should say, and so this is here to see if you can still hear me. This isn't, I can turn up my own volume and it shouldn't affect the song itself. My voice is annoying though.
So long.
Okay, I'm talking while Bo Burnham is talking, or singing, I should say, and so I can't solve that honestly. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to do it. Cause I don't know. It's lowest. I'm at the lowest possible level on OBS and the lowest possible volume on YouTube. So now I can't figure that out. It's not. Oh, should I start? I gotta start now. I think everything's good. Base cam there. EVW lore live stream. Private. Public. Done. Save. Public now. Okay. Why am I going so slow? Oh, there. Live. Oh. I'm looking at myself. Hello. Oh yeah, I'm on. Hello. Hi. I really want to figure out how to do music. Stream my clock. And I'll keep them on. I'll tell them the story. But okay. So long as people join and are interested. And there's really. I got a show. There you go. That. Why is it? Hey. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I can't really talk. I'm not gonna talk to like if no one's there. uh. And I have. It's up. I know. I'm live streaming. I'm here. Don't like you on video. That would be sad. I feel like for me, liking you on video, that doesn't really make sense. You could, because it's all about getting likes, but like, really? You're gonna like your own video? You're gonna like your own Instagram thing? You're gonna like. It's like stones. You obviously like your own stuff, but it's just that's how it just odd. uh, oh, Mike, he uploaded a video. Okay. Join. Gaming time. I would. I've been a bit bored with. Not bored. Bored, yeah, bored would be a good thing to say. Bored with just mapping in Minecraft, and I wanted to. I was trying to not figure out, just like try to do Hoi 4. then I can do that. And I gotta, no, I could do it, but I just have to set that up, and I don't have time for that. But I've been just bored of live streaming, me mapping or playing Minecraft, and so I decided that I would, essentially just most likely talk, not really talk, but just like write some lore, and like I'm pretty sure there are people, viewers, that would be interested in like asking questions about EVW lore and like assist me in writing it. And so I should show it on screen actually. There you go, live stream. There it is. This is the entire like the document I use. And how long, I don't even know when I created this. View file document details. When I create this, 2017. So 4 years. November 12th. The day after the armistice. The day after the armistice with the British. It's funny. Yeah, there you go. So yeah. So I'm here, and hopefully other people show up, because this will show me if people are interested in it, and like it takes a while for people to show up anyways, but really I do hope that people come on by, because this is of course a test to see if I do more of these things. That's quite nerve-wracking. I do like an hour like reminder, because it's usually every 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because that's what you guys voted on. So I do hope that people show up. Because it's a bit not that. It's a bit nerve-wracking live streaming. I'm not used to it. If those who watch my live streams can tell, I'm not apt to the live streaming scene, especially face cam. And I'll explain this if people show up, but I'm not really. I'm always look at the screen while my face is showing up, and not the camera itself, and I gotta work on that. But what I was yesterday, I was working on like Japanese lore and like Chinese Japanese lore, because I did like a China rework of the lore. So now I gotta figure out who are the leaders. Like, why does Japan have, or like just change it up, because like the original one, like at least for World War II, at least during the time period of World War II, the China and the Japanese lore and the time around then, I needed to figure out like change it, because having Japan control most of China and like Germany controlling South China is like really unrealistic, and the Kaiserreich people knew that, and I just, as again, I faulted a lot of them, because I was uncreative back then, I guess, but I still made my own thing, so now I gotta create it, a new thing, and I got the basic outline of it, but I just need like leaders and like and all that, so that's what I've been working on, at least yesterday. I started working on that. Hey, Matt. Hi. At least you're here. Someone here. Hello. Yeah, I thought at least finally someone shows up. And I felt like, you know what? If I figure out how to do face cam, I'll face cam. And so that's why I'm here. And so yeah, you can see my face now. I hope it's, I feel like I'm blinking out, like with pimples and everything. So that'll be fun. I don't have a good, I'm not here to talk. Sorry. How are you? How are you, Matt? I hope you're doing good. We're here. Oh, and if more people show up, I'll like talk more or whatever. But we're here to create some lore for EVW, and I don't know if you overheard me, but I was working on the Chinese and Japanese lore, 68 pages. Oh my god! During like World War II and like the time before and a little bit after that, because I don't really need to get more in depth with it. because prior to that, it was just really based off Kaiserreich, but I really want to divulge more, and it's again based off that, but I want to make it more individual to myself and to my timeline. And so, I can give you a sneak peek too. There you go. So that's the map. That's the new. Hello, Noller. Hello. That's the map I've been working on for the new alternate history, or alternate World War II, I should say, because again, I can show the old one because I really want to rework it, like make it more realistic. Because I really want to make my timeline more realistic as it goes on, and there are going to be like unrealistic parts. Those are inevitable, but it's never gonna be fully realistic because it's not what happened in real life. So not that one. That's me going on a tangent. There you go. This is the old one. It's using the same base, base map, but it's a bit bigger, so I can have more detail. So you can tell, like the lines are a bit thinner, but they're the same. They have the same like thickness, but you know, I just want to make it bigger so I could be more detailed. And yeah, I hope at some point. Don't expect this to be very soon, as you guys know. Hold on. I could screw it up. Hold on. That's good. Okay. That's good. So, guys, I want to make it a bit more in depth. What am I trying to say? I just want to make it better. There you go. So you got a more divided China instead of just China essentially being the Maklik, and you don't really have like a German South China, but you do have like German ports. So like they took the French port there. They originally occupied Hong Kong, but then they gave it up to the international port sessions, which are like that place in Hong Kong and Shanghai and Tianjin. Then they got that place, and there was an entire thing about like Weihai Wei, and then Japan and Germany fighting over it after the British collapsed. And so that was an entire thing that kind of started like a mini rivalry between the Japanese and Germans in China. So the Germans, this is like the Qing government that no, no, that's not the Qing. This is the Yuan Shikai people. No, when Yuan Shikai proclaimed himself as emperor of China, and then didn't really stay that long, but in this timeline he does, and so like that's the Yuan dynasty, the second Yuan dynasty, I guess. And then you got the Qing up here, who are backed by the Japanese as the rightful China, and then you got like the Kuomintang down here in southern China. They're like divided between like these warlords like Chiang Kai-shek and Li Zongren. Like it's all divided, and these are like kind of neutral ones, but this one's like heavily Japanese influenced, and they'll be under like the Japanese sphere. Then this one's there. Although you get his name, but I know who he is, but like he's there. And the Philippines, they're not going to be invaded as in the previous timeline, because I don't think the Japanese, because in my thinking is the Japanese would more negotiate. They would have a more negotiating foreign policy in that area because they don't have time for war and all that. Because they're busy fighting China, and they're a bit more industrialized, given like more equipped, because the Germans have been helping them because they want to counter Japanese influence, and the Philippines would have been like caught in between them. It would have been more, especially after the U.S. collapse, and that I'll be showing them instead of, because previously it was all just under like Huey Long and all that. But now I just want them to be like, MacArthur's still holding out. Those Rocky Mountains are very impregnable, and like the Pacific states are helping them, but they occupy this. That's why it's different. This isn't under MacArthur, but under the Pacific states, because they still don't like him. Because like he overthrew democracy, but they definitely know that Huey Long's not good. But like Huey Long is like not really like an unwilling partner with like William Dudley Pelley and all those like white nationalist people. But like they work together to like win over America and all that. But that'll be for another time. But yeah, that's China. That's updated China. There should be some like that's still there. Sorry for you Tanutuva fans, but that's not shown. We got gobbled up by the Russian Republic, and they're still there. The Dangguban. Well, at least they're broken up. That's the thing, and like they'll figure that in. They'll be put in later. And then you got like we worked India because I did some India lore rework because you got Balochistan, which is like Pakistan, but like Balochistan. Then you got Punjab. Then India helped them with their invasion of Afghanistan to retake their land, but they're not really in the Entente. They were going to stay neutral, but they're really Punjab will really be thankful to them, and that will be absorbed into India at some point as well as yeah. And you got the princely states there, and like I don't know, we worked the Arabian borders to make it fit more with the Ottoman Empire because that was like the British and French borders, but now it's like more like aligned with the Tigris and Euphrates and the Ottoman provinces or whatever they call them. But yeah, that's largely the differences between the maps. Oh, and I made like South America not divided, and Colombia doesn't really have that southern part. And like, I know I make Canada own the Panama Canal, but I feel like they would just let Panama keep it so long as they join the Entente and all that. So they don't really own the Canada doesn't own the Panama Canal anymore. Oh, yeah. Any questions? Anything in the chat? Oh, hello everyone. Sorry, I was explaining stuff. I'm fine. I'm currently playing Hoi 4 as Italy on the Red World mod. Well, now, not Italy, because I turned Italy into the Roman Empire, and now I'm regaining rightful. That's good. Always gain that rightful Roman clay. Hello, ocean weather and mapping. What Apple website do you use to paint? I use paint.net. I feel like a lot of mappers do that because I watched like a mapping tutorial from Oli by like years ago, and so he said, well, like the video said, to use paint.net, and that's what I've been using the entire time. It's really good. It's actually really helpful. So yeah. Hello, Chief Palpatine. What happened to Darth Palpatine? Is that a fist bump? Yeah, fist bump. Hi. Hello, hello, are those Korean characters? I don't know. Oh, hi there, you adapted your message. Chinese yes of when? I don't know. I need to know who you're referring to in the beforehand. Ah, no. All your A's, okay. Do you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise, Francisco? Oh, yes, I've heard of Darth Plagueis the Wise. What is Bellicism? Hold on. I am Darth Sidious, but change my. Yes, I'm aware of that, Chief Palpatine. What is Bellicism? It's like I wanted an analog. I think that's the right term to say for like fascism, for like France and Britain, because I didn't want them to just copy syndicalism, so I just made my own brand of fascism. It's nothing. It's definitely not accelerationism. It's nothing like that, and I barely understand accelerationism. But essentially, bellicism is all about just like war, because bellicose is like Latin for war or something. And I essentially like Googled synonyms for fascism and bellicism, showed up, and that sounded cool and never really heard of it before, so that made perfect sense. Like if I wanted something unique to my timeline, and so I chose Bellicism. So Bellicism is all about war in nationalism, especially for the French and British, especially for the French, I would say, and like waging war to reclaim their rightful French land and just waging war on Germany. And so that's what it is. It's all about nationalism and war. It's just, yeah, it's just that. It's all about wanting to get your land back. As you can see that the Germans kind of took some from the French, and it's kind of about irredentism as well, because I kind of learned about that a while ago. And so still, like the French, just like the Munich Agreement and the whole Sudetenland, they got Swiss Normandy. That was like the Sudeten crisis in this timeline, so it's Normandy. So yeah, it's all about, it's really nationalistic. The French just wanting to get their land back and putting revenge upon the Germans. So yep. Noller, why do you keep putting a bunch of A's? Ah, French Hitler weren't. I don't know, cause I was tinkling, not tinkling. I was tinkering. There you go. What? Tinkering with um French lore, and like I realized there was a lot of. I was putting all the, the monarchism in the French, the exiled French. But like it would be more fitting with all this, because I really reworked, because I didn't really have like a lot of lore set on the revolutions for Germany, not Germany, for France and Britain. Especially for France, it's just like, oh, bellicist civil war, bellicism shows up. That's it. So yeah, and then like Britain, revolution, civil war, they overthrow the king and all that. The royal family, they flee to Canada. So like I didn't really have a in-depth lore for that. So now I got to figure that out. Um, I don't really French. I don't really have a French Hitler, but and French. I get that. Okay, French trial. They will conquer most of Germany with Russian assistance. Do the French commit genocide of Germans? No, no, I don't. No, they just occupy them and just really. Um, they don't really kill them. They just want to humiliate them again, and they really divide them up, like between Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg, and they annex like the Rhineland. And they just Britain and France occupy this area, and they create a puppet state. They give like Denmark the Schleswig-Holstein after they invade Denmark and all that. It's all its entire thing. But they just humiliate them, just like how they would. But I don't think they would genocide them. They really hate them, but I don't think they would just genocide them. Hold on, figuring something out. Thanks, Daniel. It's nice to hear that you love my channel. Thank you, Commander. Miss Chancellor Palpatine, you and your Star Wars references. You're lucky that I watched Star Wars, or I wouldn't have gotten any of that. In Red World, Bernie Sanders is like so off in TNO. Freaking game. My players Bernie in World, and I managed to unify USA, and I'm now playing. Okay, playing Rome. Bernie is. Oh, yeah. I haven't really played. I haven't played Red World in a while, or any mod, because my mods are all broken or whatever. I never really got the chance to do that. So yeah. I wanna. Okay. We came here to write some EVW lore, so that's what we're gonna do. Hold on, Google. There you go. That's Google. So I said I was working on Chinese though, but I can show you guys. I was working on I just like quickly made this up yesterday, but I can show you guys some of other things I worked on recently. Also, Hero is like assassinated or killed, I should say. And like the Japanese surrender is a bit more complicated because I don't think Germany, not Germany, the Entente would be willing to invade Japan because they're not the United States. Nothing really motivated them. They didn't have a Pearl Harbor. They didn't really have anything like that. And so Russia would be the ones really invading them, and they would invade Hokkaido after Japan invades them to help the bellicist French out because they've been doing good fairly in East Asia, in Asia, because there's no really stopping them. They don't really have concern over the Pacific, and so yeah, there you go. That's a bit of a thing. But I'm looking something else. There we go. And I was like writing something up to try to figure out like what happened, like why did the Republican Revolution of 1923 happen in the UK? So I just like trying to figure that out, and then I kind of reworked the timeline, not the lore, I should say, the lore a bit, and so it's more of a labor, like more of a like a worker revolution, and just like anti-royalist sentiments and like that, and they just want to overthrow the monarchy and like the government because they thought they were ineffective and it's like avoiding the workers and like people and the poor and all that during like conservative leadership and all that. And so I got to figure out how that all works out. And I'm not really good. I've never gone that far with it, but it's gonna be trying to figure that out. So I got leaders here, and based off what um um a lone scorpion in this pool of libs said in the Discord, and if you haven't seen, if you're not on the Discord, then it's in the description of it. You can check that out if you want, and you can see it in my glasses, I'm sure. but he talked about something about like how Oswald Mosley would have been more of a socialist or whatever, and so like okay, like he's the original National Socialist and all that. But so like since there's like some kind of still anti-Semitism in the UK, I guess a little during the war and like during the pre-war, and so like the the socialist groups after the revolution, after the overthrow and the formation of the United Republics of Great Britain, they work together, and like all the communists and all the syndicalists and the socialists and all those workers form a like workers' social union as a party after the first elections. Then after the Great Depression, many people see um their things as too much and like not helpful, I guess, like taking away money from the state. And so the liberals are like, no, we need a more capitalistic society. And sure, we'll stay republic, but we don't need full socialism. And then so like Hubert Samuel gets in as prime minister and is all like, okay, well, we're gonna put in some liberal economic policies and all that to like restart the economy during the Great Depression. And like once they don't work out, and like there's some people who want to restore the monarchy in the party and like working with monarchists, they lose the election like 4 years later. Why is that I guess. Hold on. No, I think I'll change that. I'll change that. You know what? Give him a bit more time to figure that out. 4 years. Um. Yeah. There you go. So 1940 and 44. If whatever's left of you are of the UR, yeah, the UK UR. And so like yeah, Oswald Mosley just becomes he's the leader. Like he's more with the workers' social union no longer popular. The National Socialists are like, no, we gotta revive British nationalism. We gotta return glory to the British Isles and all that. And we're gonna support France. So yeah, that's what I've gotten so far. That's like some of that just came up to me right now. But yeah, that's what I've gotten for that. Hey Scam again, hi. Questions? If there are any. So, it's hot in here. Sorry if you can hear my fan, but it's hot in here. Kai Snack, Twilight of Gods is another base Kai Snack. Yeah, I've heard about that one. You know, I think Germany did hold out for a while. They held the Rhine for a while until Russia invaded. So yeah. What is Hitler doing? He lives. He's like a general. I don't know. He's like a military leader in Germany, I think. And, like he maintains his military career. That's my thinking. And he's really prominent. Okay, I mean this is me just thinking about it right now. He's really prominent in the resistance, German resistance, and like he helps in the German government in exile. He's like you can think of him. I would think of him as like a Charles de Gaulle, but for Germany, I guess. After the Belgians invade and the Russians and all that, so I don't know. Then like in the timeline, he overthrows the government after the war and like sets up like bellicist Germany and like he develops nukes and all that. And so he's like Hitler usually, but he's just I don't know. I gotta develop him more, but I just thought of that. Like he's like the German, he's the German Charles de Gaulle. How's it doing? Is there segregation in the Union of Dixie? If you're talking about like modern day, like after in modern day Dixie, then not quite. There's definitely like racial discrimination and like voter suppression happening now. But I can show you in Paint.net. No, that one. Click in. I keep saying in. Sorry, hold on. In. Got so many tabs or whatever. Here, over here. There's like there's definitely like segregation. It's still since it's like the South, they're definitely gonna enforce racial segregation and all that because you know they're the South. But then they're gonna like rise up as the Federalist forces march, like push forward with Canadian assistance. Because like there's gonna be like a black revolt and like a socialist revolt because the communists are still like kind of fighting, but like they're definitely like the government, the communist government definitely collapsed. But like there's still like some kind of like partisan forces, like the cities up here, the manufacturing cities, and there's like gonna be like a black revolt after more that they push south. But that won't be shown. It's like a partisan thing, and I won't do like I won't show you partisans. But if I ever do like a second American Civil War video, that'll definitely be seen. That'll definitely be shown. Better term to use, I guess. Questions, comments, all that. Francisco, I don't know if you saw it, but I asked about Pence and EVW. This question is on the chat. Oh, is it? I don't think I saw it. Oh, Mike Pence, he was president of the Midwestern Union. I could show that actually. After Jay Nixon. Da-da-da. Because I don't know, he was more like America failed and we have to look out for our Midwestern values and all that. You know, where is he at? Come on, where's my good old Mike Pence? That's Florida. Oh, okay. Oh, there. Was I skip it? Oh. Sorry. Oh, there he is. Google. There it is. There he is. Look, it's Mike Pence. Yeah, he's president of the Midwestern Union after Jay Nixon. After Jay Nixon loses his election, so he's a nationalist, Well, like he's a national, so he doesn't want. He's not for the unification of the United States. He's not. He's not actively. He's not actively advocating for the unification, but he's not against it. But definitely Hillary Rodham, the former president of the United States, who was elected after Mike Pence, is for the unification and would have worked with Joe Biden if he won the election in the American Union, but he didn't because Donald Trump was elected. But she's really close with the president of the Federated States, so Washington D.C. So they want to do that, but not a lot of the former United States are focused on that at this time. Face cam. Other questions. Gamer Mosley. I heard Tabby and TNO is real. Killed father of Fame's writer. Yeah, he is. Mostly in this party was inspired by Hitler. Yep. British race is real Aryan race in EVW, I think. I haven't really touched on Aryanism. But I don't know. I don't think that that racial whole philosophy thingy was brought up. But I don't know. I haven't really developed. As I said, I haven't really developed whole racialism and all that in this timeline. What are memes like in EV? I don't know. I'm not really up to date with memes in our own timeline. You guys want to make memes, you can, but I don't. I don't know. I guess there are memes. I guess there are memes in the world. I wouldn't know what they are because I'm not up to date with memes. Oh, like I said, I wanted since you guys see my face cam, I wanted to like tell you guys what's okay because I could have changed. I could have like fixed up my background or my room more, but like I was like, no, I don't need to do that. I don't care. So if I keep live streaming and using Facecam, I can show you guys it's in my room. So like a little tidbit. So it's my boat, my Lego ship. I'm really kind of proud of it, honestly, because it's really like the ship of Theseus, honestly, because Francisco himself would come with me. Why would I be? There's no. Why would I be a meme? But it's really like the ship of Theseus because it's made up. That's not the original version because after all these years, I've been changing it to make it better looking and bigger. So it's definitely really we use the parts and all that. It's like I really like it. It's like I like to think it of if you guys are really into ships and all that because if you guys can look at my older videos, I was really into ships and I made like videos about ships because I was really into that kind of thing. And so like yeah, that's why I made that one. It's definitely bigger than the original version, but it's a pain in the butt, honestly, sometimes because I want to make it float, but that's an entirely different story. I like to think it's like the timeline. It's in the EV. It's like it's a model of a ship that existed in the timeline in EVW. So yeah. So if you can see the map, if the latency works out, if you there you go, the map. Um, there you go. Screen. I gotta push my camera. Like there you go. That's the I can look at. Hold on. Why am I looking? I'm looking at the. There you go. That's the map of that's the 2020 election when I mapped it out. So you got the house map because I was not gonna put the house map on that tiny one right there, and so I had my teacher print out the big one. So yeah, that was helpful. And then I hand drew some of the graphs things. So that's the presidential one. That's the Senate. Yeah. And that's the governor, but not the one a lot of governor ones. So yeah, and I'll do that for the midterms. Again, just have a map for the midterms and like that for 2018. I had a vlog about that. So is that where it was before? I don't know. And last thing that oh, and there's a mirror. so you guys can see my back or whatever sometimes. Hi, you can see my face. You can see me. You can see my face in the screen while I look at the camera on screen. It's like Inception or whatever. But yeah, but sometimes I'll just turn around. It's like hi. Okay, that's it. That's show and tell over. Live stream again. Wait, if there are any questions, hold on. What were George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush doing in the... George H.W. Bush became Prime Minister of Canada. He was like, I could show that too. Got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of documents for specific countries because you can't all fit it all in my timeline, so I want like specific documents for countries. So they are the Prime Ministers of Canada. It's roughly, I would say this is roughly good. It's roughly finished. That's why I'm so hesitant about making like videos for like countries, because I might change the lore. But like countries that are just like essentially finished, like Canada, even though I did change them not having the Panama Canal, and so now they okay. Neither besides that. You know, like Nelson Rockefeller, he's like prominent. Then, it's there you go, look at him. George H.W. Bush, he succeeds Eric Nielsen as Prime Minister, was conservative leader. And he becomes Prime Minister, then he's voted out by Jean Chrétien. There you go. Then Bernie, you got old Bernie Sanders, leader of the Progressives. He's not running for re-election in 2023. He might even resign sooner, just pull like a Bill Gates and not just retire because he's old. He's an old man. He's got a good old Grandpa Bernie or whatever. That's a very nice painting of U.S. election. Thank you. It's not really it's because I did it on not on paint.net on like I mapped it. I drew it on online and then I had my teacher print out the big one. So like yeah, so I didn't need to hand draw it. I had to do that for like the last year's midterms. Not the last midterms. That was a pain in the butt. So like I wanted to print it out because I didn't want to do that. But thank you, Matt. Senate the Senate. To Francisco. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Is JFK still assassinated? No, he's not. He lives on. He's not assassinated. He lives to the ripe old age of I don't know. He's not assassinated though. But like there's a leadership struggle between him and Lester B. Pearson. It's like I don't know. I just want there'd be like a reason for Lester B. Pearson to become prime minister. And like the Canadians, like JFK is the first non-Canadian prime minister because he's from New England. And like my thinking is, yeah, of course, New England could decide to stay with the United States or become independent of themselves, but Canada decides we're going to occupy you and you guys can become provinces. And like at first they were like, no, we don't want to, but then they realized, most of the governors then realized, we're going to have way more influence as part of Canada than we would ever have as part of the United States. Because we're like we're like a plurality of the population of Canada by that point, all of those New England states. And so they will have like large influence more so than they would in the United States. So, yeah. So like there was like the power struggle between, but they would still have like a struggle between those two. And so like eventually Kennedy would lose confidence of the Canadians, like then that would result in an election and all that. And so like yeah. Yep. I didn't even show it on screen, but you know what I'm talking about. Is Hitler National Socialist? No, he didn't. No, he's just a nationalist. He's not really a National Socialist because National Socialism is more connected to like socialism too, like communism and all that to the left. So that was the entire wordplay when I made National Socialism. It was like it has socialist in the name and it's like really nationalistic, and so like I used it as like Hitler used it, but it's not really like Hitler fascism, whatever. And that's the kind of the joke where I just used National Socialism as a means to make a more nationalistic communism, and that's my thinking of it. So yeah, it's definitely not a liberal. I guess he's just more of your average dictator. There you go. He's an average dictator. He's like very authoritarian. I don't think he would create concentration camps and all that. But he just like wants Germany to be strong again. He develops nukes. It's the Germany under him is like the black spot of Europe, and then he dies of like natural causes, and then like there's like demonstration and protests and all that, and so like yeah, I gotta really think about that more. But he's definitely not a liberal. I have a problem that when I'm in EVW, a change world file has a Google document, and when I want to open, I feel like 2020 Canadian election for. Yeah, I might have deleted those. Sometimes the links might be bad, honestly. Um, and those can always be changed. 2020, where is it? Hold on. Because I could have deleted it at some point because I didn't like how it worked out. And sorry about that, because it's on my Google Drive. And yeah, I don't know why. Sorry. So some of the links might be bad, and I apologize for that. Oh, and some of the lore might be bad anyways, but I keep it in there because I don't can't bother with it. So then, Danielle, sorry if I missed your question. Or if whatever you said. Is Papa Stalin? What is Papa Stalin? I don't know. He could have been killed. Honestly, since the Lenin died, he could have been killed. He could have fled to Georgia. I don't know. He's not hasn't really been doing a lot that I know. But his daughter Svetlana is prominent enough to like become acting premier of the Soviet Union after the death of Khrushchev, and like Khrushchev puts him under his wing. So yeah, but Joseph Stalin didn't really do that much except maybe die. Maybe die. I don't know. He might be dead. How did Canada acquire Bermuda and the Bahamas? um, after the British collapse, since both of those were like under Britain, after the royal family kind of fled and all that, like the UK became a republic. Canada just occupied them. So yeah, they're not under like the Caribbean Federation or the Federation of the West Indies, because like Bermuda is under Canada and Bahamas is under Canada because Canada just occupied them, so that Canada wouldn't no, so the US wouldn't occupy them or whatever. And like now they still hold on to them even to this day, and like you could think of the Bahamas as Canada's Hawaii. And that's where like their their space launch place is at. And so yeah, that's a bit fun. Was Rick Perry president of Texas? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't believe so. No. Uh, what do I want to work on? But yeah, I was working on what lore should I work on, honestly? Because I've been working on China and all that. And it's very difficult to get around that. All around the Chinese history and trying to figure out like how does it fit into your own world. And like when I was looking over like nationalism, I came upon like monarchism in like France. Like my thinking is like should France become a monarchy after their revolution? Like, there's a real thought. Like could that be interesting? Because I am a secret monarchist, I guess. But I don't want everything to become a monarchy. Because like, it would be really funny that Britain overthrows their monarchy, but then France puts back their own. And then there would be a great kind of cool like schism between the whole like the old Orleanists and the the Bourbons and then the Bonapartists. Like, see, that would be better fitting for the bellicist French than the French in exile, because the French were really against the communists, and like unlike the UK, with like the socialists and all that prevailed, the more live stream. I don't want you guys don't want to see my face anytime. Like the anti-communist forces in France prevailed after the entire civil war, and so like then they gained control and they began purging all those communist people and syndicalists. And so yeah, so my thinking is that maybe they become a monarchy, but I'm not. Or at least they have like a big debate over that, and that causes like some divisions for a while. But yeah, it's like my thinking. Like when I develop this lore, my thinking is, what can I do before 1936? Because I'm thinking in the mind of this becoming a Hoi 4 mod that will never exist. So like, what interesting thing would happen that the player could choose and decide for themselves if this was a mod, like Hoi 4? So yeah. All questions. Who's president of Texas? For the current president of Texas, who is the current president of Texas? America. Go back to the America thing. Who is the president of Texas? I will find out for you. I think it's David Dewhurst. I would think. I'm not sure. Scroll down. Where's Texas at? This is an old one, anyways. It is David Dewhurst. Yeah. Ooh. Was recently elected. I think Elizabeth Warren's running for the presidency in next year in Texas. That'll be a fun thing to watch and all that. Yeah. There we go. Look at the map while I look at questions. Do the Confederacy of Dixie have more corporatist or capitalist economic model in EVW? They're more. They're definitely more. They're definitely capitalistic. Yeah, they're not really. They're very national, like white nationalistic and all that, but they're definitely capitalist. It's like they're not definitely not socialist. So yeah, does Ted Cruz? Yeah, sorry. Does Ted Cruz, Senator of Texas, live in Canada? I would think so. Yeah, I think I think I made him a Canadian in the timeline. So yeah, he's definitely not a Texan because he's Canadian. But I gotta look on that because like, why was their parents in Canada? Were their parents? I gotta think for that. But I don't know. But he's definitely more Canadian than Texan in my timeline. So yeah. But I need a type stuff because that's the entire thing. I said I was gonna write this writing. Oh, I gotta take that away. Well, I'm tired. I'm sorry. I'm going to Seattle again. I think. Yeah, later. I just find Seattle's a really cool place. That's why I keep going. He's a Jeb Bush. Like his father before him is like a prominent leader, like a prominent Canadian politician, and he's like the shadow minister of foreign affairs or whatever for the conservative government. So yeah, he's like a big conservative. He's a big shot in the conservative party in Canada, I guess. Yeah. Da da da. What I want. Um. I can show you guys France stuff. I spelled France wrong. I forgot the C. Not live like Google. Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's France. This is the French state. That's not him. I gotta change that. But I was trying to figure out. I don't think that's. I gotta forget it. But it's like right after the revolution. But after, that's also that's like the World War One people. This is definitely more fun. The French Fifth Republic, because that's after. That's after the whole African rebellion, and like right after they become. No, they flee and all that. But this is definitely more fleshed out, I think. At least this part is. So, yeah, Philippe Pétain, the hero of Verdun and all that, the lion of Verdun and all that, was president. It's a real struggle between those like socialist and conservative groups, or parties, I should say. Charles de Gaulle is here, of course he is. Why would you can't have you can't have France without Charles de Gaulle. And yeah, and Ségolène Royal finally becomes president of France. But then next election, which after 7 years, they get a single 7 year term, and it's like 2020 next year, 2022. I think Marine Le Pen is gonna win. It's like I don't know, she just is because I wanted to, and I'll flesh that out later. But yeah, it's kind of France. And I gotta figure out like again. I can get work on the revolution part and like the Civil War. Did Steve Jobs found Apple Corporation in EVW, California? I don't know. I don't know about Steve Jobs and Apple and about that. But Bill Gates still exists. I think you know that. And like and like speaking of big corporations, Sears is still a big corporation. They became like Amazon with the whole Sears and Roebuck catalog and all that. So they're like Amazon of the timeline. My thinking is. So like yeah, they're not bankrupt and they're not like a sad company that no longer exists and is no longer the glory of what it once was. What is Baton doing? He's like the I don't know. So I was looking at that, like Baton and all those marshals of France, and I was trying to figure out who could be a good leader of all those anti-communist groups during the Civil War. And I don't know. I gotta flesh out the Civil War again. Or like just flesh it out in general because it's not really fleshed out. I could do all these tidbits. I did India and like China, like America. I say it's like I focus on some sections and all that. Then I gotta figure out what needs to change. I don't show that. No. There you go. Um, Marcel Diet. Oh, you sound familiar. Hold on. Googling time. Wikipedia. Thank you. He's the French. Oh, he's just socialist. Okay. Um, for escaping, along with the hiding, still hiding. He led a breakaway group of right-wing neo-socialists out. Okay. Oh, fascism. Okay. Neo-socialism was an between came to refer to a democratic populist socialism tendency around those people, which called for, among other things, Athenian-style direct democracy and computerized central planning. Okay, I don't think that definitely. I don't know. That's definitely not. I don't know. But I'm just trying to. I was trying to find leaders of like France. Oh, then he's prime minister like right after the war. Pierre Pouchy. He sounded familiar. Da, da, da. French industrialist. Well, okay. Oh, you died. What? Were you killed? It was yeah. Da 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 da. Initially showing little interest in politics, his interest was sparked by I'm associated with the fur. Oh wait, he sounds familiar. Hold on, wait. Okay, that's definitely fascisty. Initially communist. Okay. Yeah, you'd be a good national socialist. After being released, you returned to France and joined the French Communist Party. Of course you did. Okay, I'm trying to find a leader of France or whatever. Before splitting from the latter group over financial links to Nazi fascism. In particular, Pouchy was opposed to the Munich Agreement, which she felt punished Czechoslovakia. It was in part motivated by Pouchy's business interests. Oh, that's. I was about to say that was Dutch, but no, it's Czech. It makes sense it was Czech. Why did I think Dutch? Okay. Sport. Okay, I don't know. What's Bengay? What's Bengay? Oh, how many years? Um, when did the civil? It started for like 5 years, I would think, since 2016, around then. Shortly after the Third American Civil War began, I would think. Yeah. What's Bengay? Bengay doing? Yeah, Mexico is more stable. Yeah. Bengay Re? Who's Bengay Re? Who's Bengay Re? Or Bengay? Or Bengay. All I'm getting is pain relief products. Mexico's more stable, but they do have like parts of America they occupied and then incorporated for their Mexican population. He's not real, just heard him in is not just heard him in EU anthem misheard. Okay. Let me oh it's an hour. But hold on. I was talking about something. Oh, Mexico. Mexico. Yeah, they're more stable. They're still a democracy. They had a civil war and all that. Like the 70s, I think. Yeah. What do polls right? I was gonna ask I was gonna ask this like last stream, but what do you guys enjoy me streaming? Because I've you guys seen me just now like talk about stuff on the timeline. Matt, Portugal is a constitutional monarchy. They are under I don't know who's the king or queen. I don't know. But yeah, they are a constitutional monarchy after in like the 20s they overthrew the republic and reinstated the monarchy. So all that, yeah. But what do you guys want me to like live stream? Because you see me just talking like white lore kind of. I think I'll keep the face cam because I think I want to interact. It's all these. The Vatican is under like the Papal States, but they're like the Republic of Rome and all that. Though they're the Roman Republic in the timeline because after the entire Italian Civil War and all that. But yeah, they're just more than they got Rome entire. They got Rome and the surrounding areas. You can look on the map, I think, somewhere. But sorry, sorry, I want to answer your question, but I keep. But I wanted to figure out what you guys want. I might do like a, I don't know, it's like suggestions, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't wanna. I want all these live streams all about interacting with you guys, and so yeah. So if you guys have any ideas about what I could play, what you guys enjoy me um live streaming, because you've seen me with this just now, like writing lore, mapping. I've done that. I've played Minecraft. What have I done? Those are the only 3 things I've done. I don't know. I could try playing Koi 4. Yeah, if I get the thing working. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, you guys can put them down, because I really want to know from you guys. Because I really want to know what you guys enjoy from me. And I don't want to keep doing the same thing, because if I keep mapping the same thing, it'll just look like I haven't made any progress at all. Which is sometimes true. But I will be honest with you, I'm really close with finishing the Maritime. I feel like I could finish it by next week, but really don't hold me against that, because I'm really bored sometimes. But I've really gone far. I'm like almost. I can show you guys right now. I am almost. See, I'm at 1688, and it ends in like 1707 or whatever. So like I've got a little over 100 years to go, 100 slides to go, and I've really done pretty good. But yeah. Got, is the DPRK and EVW like what now? Yeah, they're like under the Kim dynasty, but they have all of Korea except for Jeju, the Jeju Island. They're like I switched China and Korea, so like you got like a democratic government in Jeju Island, and like the mainland Korea is like communist, but then you got like a North and South China, and so I kind of switched those. I thought it would be a fun thing to do. Yes, keep face camera, Francisco, because I think that there will be better interaction with viewers when face camera. Thank you for that. If I gotta learn how to, I gotta memorize to keep looking at the camera and not the the video that's being shown. Yeah, thank you. It's like what the annoying part about the entire thing is that Genoa changes their freaking Doge every 2 years. Sure, that seems democratic, but it's annoying to me because I gotta like copy and paste it every time. It's a bit annoying. That's for me to worry about. I'll try to do Hoi 4. Maybe that's the next stream. I'll figure that out. But ugh, I'm gonna, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will definitely will keep my face cam. As again, thanks as Matt pointed out, just bringing more interaction with the audience and shows that I'm not just a voice, and that I'm just this Asian kid who's doing this stuff online for weird things. But yeah, speaking of that, I feel like my YouTube channel is like one of those OG YouTube channels, and like it's not precise. I of course I would love views and I'd love ad revenue, because who doesn't like money and ad revenue? But I don't really get a lot of that. But I feel like my YouTube channel is an OG YouTube channel in a way, because like in the way that I just post whatever I want. I don't really, I don't really care. I don't mainly care about like if it's gonna help my channel grow or whatever. But I do focus on, I do want quality content. I'm not just gonna post random stuff and like the audio is terrible and then the map's just awful. But no, I do focus on quality work, but it's quality work that I care about and quality work that I don't really doesn't really matter for the algorithm or whatever. But yeah, that's why I think of myself as an OG YouTube channel. I just post I just post stuff that I want on there. Yeah. Golden Dawn. What's that? Isn't that? I feel like that's like. Isn't that? I forget. It sounds really familiar, honestly. That's not. Nope. What is Golden Dawn? Populace is usually a far right Greece. Are you talking about that? You're talking about the Greek neo-fascist group? Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know. I see. As you can tell, I don't know. For me, trying to Google it, I don't know. I don't think fascism is a big thing in Greece at the moment. But they kind of had a war, like a border war with Turkey recently, and like Prince Philip, who died recently in April, was king of Greece. So yeah, he was married to Queen Elizabeth II, but like he was king of Greece, and like there was an entire like succession crisis going on after. So okay, the alternative monarchy is um Edward the 7th. He has a kid. He doesn't abdicate, and so like he has a kid, but then he's assassinated. But then his daughter, Catherine, abdicates the throne herself because she doesn't want to be queen at such a young age. She's like 102 or whatever. Not even that. She's 136. Like she's like 6 or whatever. She's like under 10, so she doesn't want to be queen or whatever. So she abdicates the throne. She doesn't want that pressure. She doesn't really want it in the first place. That's an entire scandal. And so King George comes up. King George the 6th comes up again, and then he dies of like a heart attack and all that. Like lung cancer or something. He just dies younger in the timeline. And then like Queen Elizabeth becomes queen younger. Then they have Prince Charles and all that. No, but then Prince Charles, he marries Camilla, because love and all that. So like he renounces the throne in order to marry her because they don't approve of the marriage and all that, the royal family. And then they're stuck with Andrew as next in line to the throne because they skipped Anne because male primogeniture and all that. And so like even though Anne was more popular, and so beforehand Andrew was the heir to the Greek throne because Elizabeth and Philip were married and they had those children, and with Charles no longer the Prince of Wales because he was the oldest and the British line was um um preceded that of the Greek line and all that. So whoever was born first would go to the British throne, and then whoever came after would go to the Greek throne. And so, like with Prince Charles now out, then Prince Andrew became the Prince of Wales. And now with Prince Andrew no longer the next in line to the Greek throne, Prince Edward becomes next in line to the Greek throne. And though he's not as popular as Andrew, neither of them were. The Greek people really wanted Anne, both the British and the 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 Greeks liked Anne because everyone loves Anne. And so after Philip's passing, there was like debate over whether they should even maintain the monarchy in the first place, because like they're mainly British people, and so because they would have preferred Anne over Edward. So that was an entire debate, and that would have been a fun thing to have. But yeah. And was Elon Musk doing in EVW? I assume he could never went to America because in EVW he would have. Oh yeah, he's from like South Africa. Yeah, that's most likely to happen. Yeah, that's the most likely thing I would think. I don't really have anything on Elon Musk, but there you go. That you made canon, I guess. Yeah, I didn't really do that much for Elon Musk, but that's his lore. Matt, you made Elon Musk lore for me. Thank you. But is there anything else I want to say? Or I don't think so. But thank you, everyone. Hope you like my face. Let me go down a bit. Okay, so oh, Val, you made it, but now I'm leaving. Oh, now I'm ending the stream. Sorry, Val. But thank you guys for showing up. I hope you you all have a wonderful day. Sorry, Val. It's like thanks for showing up though. But I'm gonna head out. You have a nice day, Matt. Bye, everybody. End stream. There you go.